Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be some simple daily habits that have really changed my life. A lot of these habits have really helped me get in touch kind of with like my more feminine side. If you're not aware of what the feminine side is, I'm going to be making a whole entire video talking about that. I definitely had to be intentional with integrating my feminine side, so I will be making a video on that super soon and clarifying what I mean by masculine and feminine, because a lot of people think that they have to do with actual genders, but it actually has nothing to do with that. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us, but that is for the future. I don't know how I got onto that tangent. For this video, I'm going to be running you guys through a few of my simple daily habits that have completely transformed my life and brought me to a place of living a more positive and peaceful and relaxing life, a life of more flow. That's kind of like what my videos and channel have just become about recently, and so if you're interested in videos like that, definitely check out my other ones.
Meeks, it's okay, why are you crying?
The first habit I want to mention is setting an intention for the day. So I like to do this right as I'm waking up. Sometimes I will forget and then it'll end up being something I'm doing as I'm making my coffee or making my bed or getting ready, but setting an intention for the day really improves the quality of your days and also just makes each day more important. A lot of the times we can get stuck in the motions of doing things, waking up, going to work or going to school, coming home, making dinner, cleaning the house, feeding your kids, going to bed. Doing the same thing every single day in that routine can become a little bit repetitive and a little bit stale. So I think setting an intention for your day and actually clarifying and speaking into existence what you're wanting from that day is really important. So some days I will say I want to experience a lot of love today. Some days I want to experience peace. Some days I want to experience getting a lot of stuff done and being productive, and I just basically declare whatever it is I need for that day. It also depends what that day entails. So if my tasks are more, structured and I need a little bit more productivity and I feel like I'm lacking that, that's what I'll ask for, or that's what I'll speak into existence. The next thing I'm gonna say is setting intentions for your apps, which might sound a little weird, but I think a lot of the times with social media and with apps on our phone and just technology in general, if you don't actually put an intention behind your use for it, it can start to kind of control you. Like, it can tell you what it's for. So for example, on Instagram, you could use that app to make yourself feel like shit and make yourself feel like you're not doing enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not positive enough, and all of these toxic things that social media and Instagram does have within it. Or you can really clear up your page and who you're following and make it a good representation of things that actually inspire you. So for example, for me, I do follow a lot of like fashion pages and pretty girls and stuff like that because it inspires me, because I like the way they've taken their pictures, or I like the makeup they've done, or I like their fashion content, as well as I follow a lot of like inspiration pages and motivational pages and spirituality pages. That way when I go onto Instagram, I don't feel like this impending doom of like knowing I'm gonna feel like shit once being on it. It's more so like I've catered it to work for me. Another one that I've done this with is my banking app, and this one I've actually like spoken out loud intention wise, because before I used to find myself going through my banking app and feeling kind of anxious, and so I decided that that app was going to bring happiness to me, peace to me, abundance to me, and that whenever I opened that app, that I was going to be grateful for all of the money that I have in there, that I was grateful to have all of my needs and wants taken care of, that the universe was providing for me. And I know that's a lot easier said than done, because if you are in a spot where money isn't as fruitful right now, I think it's hard to change your mindset, because you're like, well, results and what's in front of me is showing me this and you're wanting me to say this. That just doesn't make sense. But even if it feels fake for a little while, just try to be grateful for what you have in there, because you could probably have less. You could be in more debt. You could have less money. So just trying to change your mindset on it, not only does it ease your anxiety for when you go and check your apps, it actually is the law of attraction. So you're basically using the law of attraction to be able to bring more money in, because the universe is going to feel and see that your energy is abundant and that it's grateful and that it's fruitful and that you have what you need in your mind and through what you're saying, and then it'll basically just reflect that back to you and bring more of that thing to you. If every time you look at your apps you think to yourself, or even say out loud, like, I'm broke, or I don't have money, or I can't afford this, or yada yada yada, the universe will continue to give that to you. Your words have so much power. I always hear people say like your words are spells, and it's so true. Just be really, really impeccable with your word. That's something that the 4 Agreements has taught me. It's a book that I absolutely love. And you definitely should keep that in mind because your words have so much power within them. And so just speaking what you do want into the universe and focusing on what you do want rather than what you don't want will end up actually giving you the things you're looking for. The next thing is just spending time with myself, whether that means making plans for myself or just making little like dates for myself. Go to dinner or go to lunch, or you know, even just getting my coffee in the morning or going on a walk with myself. I'll have like a pamper night and I will book a massage, something like that, or do a bath at home and, you know, be with myself. I like to do like little dance parties where I'll just blast my music and like dance in the mirror and just like really be intentional with spending time with myself. I think sometimes when we're going through life and we're doing this like whole routine of just like, as I said before, doing the same thing every single day, it can come to a point where you only see yourself as something for other people. Like you see yourself as someone to feed your children and take care of your children, or provide support for your husband, or, you know, pay for your wife's things, or you start to see yourself as this being that is only here for the use of other people. And that can become a really, really sad place to be in because you're not treating yourself first. You're not filling up your own cup. You cannot give your best when you are not completely full within yourself. So learn to love being with yourself. Learn to love spending time with yourself. And if you're someone who really just doesn't like to be alone, I used to be that way. I just did not like my own company. And until I was kind of forced to sit in it and think about, what am I really running for? Why am I bored by myself? What do I even like? Like, I don't know how to cater to me. I need to get to know me. And once I was able to do that, now I know what it is that I want and I can give it to myself. And it can mean just as much as someone else giving it to me, if not more. Learn to spend time with yourself and treat yourself and enjoy being with yourself. Whether you're in a relationship, whether you're single, whether you're living with family, whatever it is, try to make alone time for just being with you. Like, treat yourself like a loved one, as I like to say. The next thing I'm gonna say is making connections with strangers. This is such a random thing. I've found recently that I just kind of get into random conversations with my neighbors, or I will at the grocery store when like the lady's packing my bags, I'll make a point of like making eye contact with her and being like, thank you, like really looking into her eyes. I think a lot of the times we like look at people, but we don't actually look into them. And the more that you make a point of like really looking into people and, you know, like really focusing your energy on connecting with another person, the more you'll realize that there's just so many amazing people around you. And it fuels your soul. As humans, we love connection. I am someone who loves connection. And so making connection with people who have absolutely nothing for you, who are just living their lives. You don't know if they're married or if they have kids or if they're going through a hard time or if they're having the best day of their life. You know nothing about them, and just being able to be a part of their day and being able to be a part of their story and them yours is so nice. And having one of those moments, like you can always see that it makes a difference. For example, today when I was at the dollar store, I like looked into the lady's eyes and I was like, thank you. And I could just see like that she was surprised, because I feel like people don't really do that anymore. I feel like people kind of just are like, yeah, thank you, like da-da-da. They're in their own world of thinking what's next. So make more intention to connect with people, because it'll help you and it'll help them, and you can see it. It just feels good. The next thing that has completely transformed my life is replacing your complaints with gratitude. I'm gonna like read off my phone because I have a little paragraph here. If you find yourself complaining to yourself about something, find the gratitude in whatever it is. This is easier said than done, and don't deny yourself feeling emotions. If you're overwhelmed with an emotion, that's okay. But if you are just complaining out of habit, not necessity, cut that shit out. So what I mean by complaining out of habit, not necessity. Sometimes we get pushed to a breaking point. That is one situation. That's not the circumstance that I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is someone who has little inconveniences and decides to let their mind run with it. Someone cuts you off while you're driving to work and you're talking about it for the rest of your day, or playing it in your head. Your boss was kind of mean to you and you're complaining about it to your mom, your dad, your brother, your boyfriend, writing about it in your journal. and like just giving too much of your energy to negative events because those things aren't really negative. They're just things that are happening and they don't really need to affect you the amount that you're allowing them to. But the more that you do this, the more that you stop complaining, the less you'll have to complain about. Sometimes our brain is focused on finding the bad. Change your attention. If there's something in your life that you don't like, first of all, you can always change the circumstance, but who's to say that when you change the circumstance, you're still not going to be miserable because your brain is focusing on the bad? First, maybe try and change your perception and try and change your focus from being on the bad to the good, and just stop complaining. Probably will be hard, but just try it for a day. Just a little challenge I'm giving you. Tomorrow, all day, don't complain. Actually, starting right now, don't complain for the rest of the day. Just try to notice the fact that you don't need to think about all the bad things that are happening. You don't need to be living in this victim mentality. Life is just happening, and all that matters is how you're reacting to it. Next thing I would mention, planning what my days look like. So I think I've showed you guys before how on my phone I basically just have Monday through Friday in my notes, and I will put bullet points of everything that I need to do each day. I'll do that on a weekly basis, and then as well as the night before, I'll look through it and make sure that the next day has everything I need for tomorrow. Depending on if I'm going through a rut or feeling like things are just a little bit harder, sometimes I'll also include just the little tasks that don't necessarily take a lot of energy, but sometimes take a little bit more energy during those times. So for example, like showering or, you know, driving to get gas, or things that you don't really, might not necessarily be tasks, but during those times really feel like tasks, I'll add them to my list. In giving myself a opportunity to be able to like check those things off and mark them as complete really rewards me, and also kind of like changes my perception of them. And rather than feeling like I have to do them, I can look at my notes and feel like, oh, this is what I get to do today. This is what my day looks like. Look at how lucky I am to be able to have a day full of these things. So just changing also your mindset on the things that you're doing. The next habit that has really helped my physical health and my mental health as well is scheduling my workouts. So before I used to just say, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym twice a week, and I would just kind of like go whenever I had free time. Now what I like to do is at the beginning of the week, I'll see when I have calls and what time I can go. I will literally go into my calendar, find the time that's best, and put it in my calendar. That way I know at 12 o'clock on Monday, I'm going to the gym. And the night before, I know the next day I'm going to the gym. And 11 o'clock when I'm making my breakfast, I know I am going to the gym. It's not like a thing of sitting around and being like, oh, I could have went at this time earlier today. You're scheduling it out and you're making time for it. And obviously things are gonna get in the way sometimes, but schedule it, that way it's planned for. Next thing I'm gonna say is affirmations. We're not gonna really get too deep on this because I've talked about affirmations in so many videos, and I actually have an entire video talking about why I think that they work. But affirmations are such a big part of my day. I like to do them in the morning, sometimes I'll do them while I'm doing my skincare at night as well. They make such a big difference in my life. The next thing I like to do is always have, or not always, but sometimes have background noise. I like to play just like playlists on YouTube, or play music, or play just like ambient sounds. And I really feel like it helps make me feel like I'm living in a movie, or like my life is just more beautiful in a way. It's like entertaining all of my senses rather than just having no noise in my house. If you do live with like other people, you can also do this with headphones. Sometimes I feel like the noise of living in a house with a bunch of people can become really draining. So put your headphones in and get lost in your own world and do your things around your house with your headphones in. I think it really helps to put you in a state of feeling like you are your life, if that makes sense, rather than feeling like you're consumed by everybody else in your house talking and, you know, hearing someone bitch in the other room and hearing someone talk about this person in the other room. And naturally our ears are going to draw to it. And so if you have headphones on and like can just become in your own world of just keeping yourself at a high vibration, I think it's really helpful. So yeah, I love playing music in the background. That's the end of this video. Those were just a few of the simple daily habits that have changed my life. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please subscribe and like the video. Leave any comments down below if you have any simple daily habits that have changed your life. I am going to be making a few other videos like this, one specifically catered to basically connecting with your feminine energy. So yeah, thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.